Hi, welcome to Ghetto Gourmet. I'm Julia.
I'm Kathy.
And we're here at DU tonight for a special episode of Ghetto Gourmet.
Our special guest today is Chris Dolan. So we're gonna go upstairs and see how he's doing.
And then we're gonna come back down and figure out what we're cooking tonight.
My name is Chris Dolan, and I'm from Larchmont, New York. I wanted to come on this show because my eating habits are basically to scavenge around whatever available, and I thought if I could have someone else scavenge around for me, that would be optimal.
Chris wakes up usually at about 3 in the morning after an hour or so of sleep and walks downstairs, grabs the largest tray of leftovers from the previous night's meal, scarfs down whatever is remaining, whether it be a portion for 6 or a portion for 1, then goes to sleep, wakes up, usually at around 1 to 2 in the afternoon, goes downstairs, brings up 3 to 4 sandwiches for me, eats 3 to 4 sandwiches.
Usually when brothers get hungry, they're very funny at that point, so they'll usually kick in the door and somehow jimmy the lock on the fridge. Like, it's come to that where our cook needs a lock on the fridge. So they usually break into the fridge, at which point they just take whatever they can find, kind of what you guys are doing for your show. So we have a lot of similarities. We probably had some of the same dishes that you're going to serve us.
This is the lovely DU dining room. Over here we have the cereal, which is always reliable, and the fluff and toilet paper combination, which I go for a lot late night. And in the fridge we have rice, and that's about it. So this is the kitchen. As you can see over here, we have the fry-later, which is reserved normally for the 3 a.m. crowd who is really feeling the need for something to munch on. Then we have the stove, which is total mystery to me. If you can get it on, I'll be very impressed. And the refrigerator, which is stocked full of Tabasco sauce.
What about this side?
That side is locked because in DU, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, frankly, we're animals, barely civil. So we have to be locked out of our own food supply, because otherwise, kind of like pets who just keep on eating until they kill themselves, that's what we would do if the fridge was not locked. But on this side, there's plenty of Tabasco sauce and Parmesan cheese to fill up on. Back there are some uncooked noodles, some cereal, and some fruit, which is actually delicious if you get to it before the rats do. Apparently there's some Thanksgiving food which we're not supposed to use, but I don't know.
Do you know what that is?
No. If we find it, if there's like a turkey, probably don't use that, but other than that, I think we're good.
Great, thanks. So we'll call you down when we're done with your meal.
Awesome. All right, sweet.
Thank you. It's just really interesting that you have to put a lock on the refrigerator. I found a carrot and a tomato. Wait, let's see what else is in here. Oh, I think there's more carrots. I'm touching a lot of things. I don't really know what they are, but it's okay. Some of it's cold and wet and slimy.
So this is what we found that we're going to use tonight. We're going to start off with some salad, the lettuce, and some cracked peppercorn and Parmesan dressing.
And since we found this loaf of white bread, we're going to make croutons out of this. And then for the next part, we're going to make tacos. then we have all this awesome cheese for the tacos, and this cheese actually apparently already has other ingredients in it, so that'll add some nice flavoring. And then we're also gonna make some pasta with this jar of pesto.
And dessert, we will explain later.
Alright, so let's get started. Alright. So basically, we're looking at our stove, and Julia and I have never encountered this type of stove before. And we've been turning the knobs, and it's not turned on, so we think it's a kind of stove where you have to actually put, light a fire on top of it, and the gas will take care of the rest. Yeah. So we found this stick, and there appears to be some sort of device under the grill. So we're gonna light this on fire and then put it in the gas. Right. So I'm gonna just lean away, covering my face.
There we go.
There we go. So, oh God. Okay. So we're just gonna let the water boil for the pasta first while we do other ingredients.
Alright, well we can only find one vaguely clean knife, and so that means that I'm going to be doing the chopping while Kathy starts preparing some other things.
Basically, since there's only one knife and Julia's using that knife, we're just going to tear this lettuce with our hands, or my hands rather, and just put it into this bowl for now. So you basically just want like nice little bite-sized pieces.
Now this is for the salad, so we're going to cut them into some slices so they're easy to eat. And you want to make sure that your fingers aren't behind the knife so that you don't cut yourself.
Is I've already gone ahead and washed the lettuce. It's always a really good idea to just put it in a colander like this, so you can just put it in the sink and let it take care of itself. And right now I'm going to get started on the croutons. So basically what we have here is just your average loaf of white bread, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it up into a couple of squares, like so. I managed to procure a plastic knife. This is this bread, it's not a big deal anyway. So we're just going to cut these into little squares. So basically I've already cut up all the bread into bite-sized pieces and laid it out on this pan. You don't really have to grease it or anything, just put it on a clean pan. And I have some olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle that on top. And before I did this, I actually preheated the oven to 375. Nice and greasy. Alright. So, I'm just going to put it into the oven. And we're just going to let that bake for a couple of minutes. And while that's doing that, we're going to go see what Julia's doing.
Well, I have already cut up the carrots into some slices, put on the salad, put aside for now. And I'm working on cutting this huge hunk of turkey with this tiny knife that we will also cut into slices and put on the salad. It's kind of difficult.
And kind of delicious.
We'll be back after this commercial break.